Hi everyone, today's video is on calculating gender pay gap. So if you work in HR, you'll recognize this. It's an annual regulatory requirement for companies of a certain size to report the pay gap between their male and female employees. To get this data set up requires, quite a lot of work. But once you get to this stage, today's video is going to show you the formulas that you would want to use to calculate the metrics that the government requires for companies to submit onto their website. So here's the data. We have employees, and then we have their gender, and then we calculate their hourly pay, and we calculate their bonus. And you might notice that some employees don't have an hourly pay value. That happens when their basic pay for the month of April is lower than their expected pay, or irregular, should I say. So we record a 0 here, but they may have got paid a bonus for the year up to April. And again, vice versa, there can be cases where an employee has got their basic pay for the month of April, it's been regular, but they have not received any bonus. Both of these groups have to be recorded in order to accurately calculate the gender pay gap in the way that the UK government has defined. So we have our data. The first step would be to turn this data into a table. So I'm going to press Control T, press OK. I'm going to take the formatting off and rename the table to gender underscore TBL for gender table. First metric, how many males do we have? So this is going to be a count ifs. So we're going to count the gender column, and we want the gender column to be male. I'm going to press F4 twice because I want to lock it to row 7. The second argument is going to be hourly pay, and I only want to include employees with a greater than 0 hourly pay. Close the speech marks, enter. 70. Thing with these table references, you can't drag across, because when you drag across, then the column references drag across as well. A better way of doing this is to activate the cell that has the formula in it, and then highlight the one next to it as well. Go into the formula bar and press Control Enter, and that'll have the right formula in there. So instead of, as you can see, we've still got gender and hourly pay gap highlighted, but instead of male we have female now, so that works. Next, mean male. This is going to be average ifs, should I say. We want the average of the hourly pay, where gender, comma, male. So lock that row, comma, and again we want where hourly pay is greater than 0. $61.05. Again, I'm going to highlight these two, go into the formula bar, and then Control Enter. Just want to check this value. 54. Yep, that's the right answer. By the way, I've got the answers on the right hand side for all of these, so while I do them, I just want to check that I'm getting the right formula and the right answer. So yeah, median is slightly different, so equals median. And the thing with median is it can only take one argument, which is the bunch of numbers that you want to find the median for. But we don't want that. We want the median for the male, where gender equals male, and where hourly pay is greater than 0. So we have to use the filter function in conjunction with the median function. The array is going to be hourly pay. The stuff we want to include is going to be those two criteria. So I'm going to open up two brackets and highlight gender column equals male, which is I7. Lock that row. So that's the filter bit for just the gender. If you want an AND condition in a filter, you have to times it by another bracket in the condition. So the next criteria one is hourly pay is greater than 0. Close that bracket for include, close that bracket for filter, close that bracket for median. 5940, yep, that's right. Again, highlight those two cells, click in the formula bar, control enter. Let me just check if that is the right answer. 5071, yeah, it is. Perfect. Now we have the gap. So the mean gender pay gap is going to be female mean divided by male mean -1, -10, yep. And then, yeah, the same for median as well. You can drag that formula down, no problems. Next, quartile numbers for each quartile. So we want the count of male in the upper quartile and then the count of females in the upper quartile. And we want to fill this grid out. So these quartiles refer to percentile numbers. So to work out, for example, the 75th percentile, we can use this formula, percentile inc, and we want hourly pay, and then we want comma 0.75, and that's going to give you the 75th percentile of the hourly pay, 65.8. So drag that down, change this to 0.5, which will be the median, and then change the last one to 0.25, which will be the lower quartile. And you just want to put in a really big number in the beginning. So it has to be bigger than the max value in the hourly pay. So I'm just going to put equals max that that column and then times it by 2. So that's definitely bigger than anything in there. I've just noticed that I didn't name this correctly. Let's gender table. There you go. Good thing is the formula updates as well. So yeah, we have our formula in here. So the thing about this is it's not quite correct, and you've probably noticed as well that I've put everything in here, and what we really want is the above zeros. So let me just filter the hourly pay column by just those that are greater than 0. Yeah, there you go. So it used to be 65.58, but taking the zeros out, the 75th percentile is actually 66.75. Again, I'll copy that down and change these figures in the percentile, in the percentile formula. So that's median 0.5, and this is first quartile 0.25. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Q1 male equals count ifs so we want any column really, yeah, gender, sorry, not any column. So gender we want for the males, so comma male lock the row. Second one is hourly pay, comma, is greater than or equal to G13. I'm going to lock column G. So that's how you write greater than or equals to G13. And we also want hourly pay to be less than G12, which was that big number that we calculated. Close that 18. So just going back here, so G12 is that big number, and G13 is the 75th percentile. So all we're saying here is count how many employees that are male, and also have an hourly pay rate above £66.75 but less than £257.99. So yeah, we could fill this grid out now. Highlight that grid, go into the formula bar, control enter. It seems to have worked, so there's a problem with the last one. Yeah, sorry, so that one, just put a 0 in at the end as well, and that should calculate. Why hasn't that calculated properly? Yeah, fair enough. So we're doing is more than or equal to. This last one, you have to get rid of the equals, because remember, we don't want any 0 values in here. So it's a bit, actually that's a bit tricky, I never noticed that before. So that needs to be more than 0 and less than G15, which is the lower quartile. Enter. And then copy that across in the usual way, control enter. There we go. Now we've got matching numbers, 70, 37, 70, 37, and this formula is just a summation of those numbers. So these are the quarter counts, the quarterly counts that you input into the government website for hourly pay. Moving on, bonus. So the bonus mean is going to be calculated in a very similar way to this formula. Equals average ifs bonus gender, comma, male, lock column, lock row, comma, bonus, comma, then greater than 0. $51,075, yeah, that's the right answer. So female, let me just see what answer, yeah, 4438. Let's see if we get that 4438 when I copy this across. Yeah, 4438, perfect. Median equals median, open bracket, obviously the filter function, because we don't want to take all the bonus figures, equals filter, array is bonus, comma, to include 2 brackets. So first one is gender equals male, close bracket, times for and condition, open bracket, bonus is greater than 0, close bracket, and then close the filter bit, close the median. Yeah, 4758, yep, that's the right answer. Copy that across. I think these copy naturally. No, they don't. Oh yeah, because of the table references. So copy that in the other way that I showed you. Highlight the cells, click into the formula bar, control enter. Perfect. What's the gap for mean? So equals female divided by male minus 1, 13%. Drag that down for the median as well, 4%. That's interesting. So yeah, the median female is more than the median male, therefore you got a positive number, fine. So it's like a positive gap rather than a negative gap. Moving on, percentage of males receiving bonus. This is going to be count ifs. So the first part is going to be how many males are receiving bonuses, and the second part is going to be divided by all the males, basically. So let me think about this. Percentage of males receiving bonus. Yes, that is going to be gender, comma, male, F4, F4, comma, bonus, comma, we want the condition is more than 0, which means they've received a bonus, and then close bracket. So we want that as the numerator, and we want to divide that by count ifs, the number of males. I20, lock that, enter. 93%, is that the right answer? Yeah, perfect. What answer should this be? F9, this should be 90%. So let's see if we can get that. So count ifs. Obviously you can drag this formula down and just change the reference, but I want to do it like, you know, just to explain this properly, I'll do it manually. But yeah, if you want to do it the easy way, you just simply drag that cell to female, female, and you get your 90%. But for the sake of practicing, let's work through it together. So equals count ifs, gender column, comma, female, and bonus, comma, speech marks greater than 0, and speech marks, that's the numerator, divided by, I think you could just do a count if, actually it doesn't need to be ifs. Range, no, you do need to count ifs. Count ifs. So gender again is female, and bonus is, yeah, bonus is nothing. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what bonus is. It's just gender is female, and that's 90%. Okay, good. So these are all the metrics that you need in order to input into the government website for the purposes of gender pay gap. Guidance on the UK government website in how to calculate these, but it doesn't actually give you these formulas. So hopefully this video is useful when you come to that annual pain point. Thank you for following along, and I hope you enjoyed this video.